What's up, guys? It's Marieta. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today I want to do short Q&A where you can ask me anything that you like about immigrating to the US, but I also want to answer some of your questions because I'm receiving these questions. These are questions that I got on YouTube, and I'm just going to simply answer them in this live Q&A. And if you have any additional questions, you can ask me, and I'm happy to answer them for you. And so I want to start answering one by one. The first question is from Goliath, and he is asking, I won 2019 DV lottery results. So there are people who are already asking for results, but the thing is, like, you can't get the result until the results are out. And the results are going out on May 15th, as far as I know. And you can basically check if you won. If you obviously submitted the entry, you had to submit the entry last year if you want to check the results and if you want to see if you won or not. So you have to be patient, guys. Like, you have to wait till May 15th, and then you can go to the official site, the same site where you submitted the lottery, which is, I believe, see, now I don't know if I remember it right, but let me check. I think it is dvlottery.state.gov. Yes. So you got to go to that site. Now, if you go there now, obviously you won't be able to submit. You won't be able to check the results. So you have to save the site and go there on May 15th. I believe it's noon Eastern Standard Time to check if you were selected. Okay. And please be patient. Just don't email me questions like, I want to see results now, because I can really help you with that. Let me know who is there. I see there are some people already. What's your name? Where are you from? And if you have any questions, shoot the question. I'm happy to answer that. And by the way, thank you so much for your likes and your hearts. I appreciate it. Okay, so the next question is... where was the question? Hi, I'm single and I have a business and I have pretty good ties to my country. I'm going to the US for 10 days only to check opportunities on business visa. Do you think I can get a visa? Okay, so if you have strong ties to your home country, like I'm oftentimes talking about strong ties, the importance of strong ties. If you have a strong ties to your home country, then certainly you should be able to get the visa. And if you don't have strong ties, then it's an issue. But if you do have a strong ties, that means like you have a business, you know, like you mentioned, you have a pretty strong ties, good returns on investment, and you're going to the US for only 10 days. I believe that you should be able to get B1/B2, which is the typical, the tourist/business visa, which are the visa for the conference. Arshad, is this your lottery system? It's very difficult. Well, it's not my lottery system. It's a DV visa lottery system, and I believe every lottery is difficult because it's lottery, right? If you have a work visa, please tell me. If you have a work visa, please tell me. I don't think I understand your question, though. Well, yes, it's a lottery system, so it's a random selection, and there is no guarantee. That's why it's called lottery. Now, if you want to find out different ways how you can move to the US, you know, how you can get a green card, then I've done video, which is 5 different ways to obtain a green card. So you just go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/ImmigrationBiz, and search for the video, 5 different ways how to get a visa. And you said something about the normal person, you know. I understand that normal people want to immigrate to the US, but here is how it works, guys. You have to add value to this country. If you just want to take from this country, it's not going to happen. And I'm honest, you know, and I've done videos on that talking about, like, you know, people want to come here and people want to take something from this country, like being a normal, like what's the definition of normal? You know what I mean? Like, if you come here, you start your own business, great. You can stay here, you know, there are ways for you to live here. But if you come here and you're looking for a sponsor, sure, you can find a sponsor And maybe you will be lucky, and maybe there is actually no such a thing as luck, I believe. It's all about hard work. So you can come here, you can find employer and you can get H-1B work visa, for example, or if you are extraordinary, you might get O visa. But for normal person who is not necessarily adding value to this country, is rather difficult. You know what I mean? Okay, I see so many questions from you guys, but I think I lost these questions. Let me see. Let me go back. I'm scrolling back. Hi, my name is Susanna. My day live in the US. You mean that? And I would like to go there to live. What can I do? So can you clarify who lives in the US? Is it your daughter or is it your father? It's not clear to me. One thing that fear me, if you have a visa, then you can tell it. Otherwise, the process is too long. Yeah, the process is too long, and it's for people who find a way, who want to find a way. If you just want to immigrate easily, the US is not for you, because out of the other countries, the US has the most difficult immigration laws, as far as I can tell. And I have also law degree from Europe, so I'm kind of comparing it, And I can tell you that US is not easy country, not easy jurisdiction to immigrate. And so if you're looking for an easy way, then I honestly say don't even bother. Just like you wrote, you don't want to bother. I'm from Pakistan. Why is it so strict for Pakistani nationals? To be honest, I don't know the statistics when it comes to Pakistan. I think that it depends what kind of visa you're applying for. In general, B visas, there is around 9 million B visa applicants per year, and out of these 9 million, around 3 million applicants are rejected. So that's like 1/3, right? 30% to 35% from applicants are rejected. And you know what? The same thing applies to investor visa, which is the visa for business owners who invested substantial amount of capital, right? And so when you think about it, I don't necessarily know the statistics from Pakistan. How are the statistics from your country? But there are also other countries where, people are being rejected. So I guess it really depends on the circumstances and also on your application, on your individual application. So don't take literally, and every case is different, and of course, sorry for my finger, I'm just scrolling down for the questions. What are the ties required to B1, B2? Okay, I love these questions. I really appreciate your questions, guys. You are shooting many questions, which is amazing. So, okay, B1, B2 ties. You have to show that by receiving this B1, B2, you're going to return back home. So there is no intention to stay in the US, okay? And so, for example, if you have a business back home, you can show that you are running a business, you can show that you are paying yourself salary, you are employing other people. So this is an example of your tie. Or maybe you have a family, maybe you have kids, you are paying for the school tuition. Or maybe yourself, you are enrolled in school and you are paying for school tuition. These are examples of ties. Or maybe you own a property, car, apartment, house. You know what I mean? Like, these are examples of ties to your home country. That means that you can't necessarily just leave your country, go to the US and never come back. So people who don't have any ties to home country, it's challenging for them to get a visa, because there is a risk that these individuals will stay in the US and they will not come back. And because of that, people are being rejected. That's like number one reason, because you don't have strong ties to your home country. Even if you have invitation from someone from the US who will, for example, sponsor you, or who is inviting you and who will pay for the trip, that's not enough, because you have to show strong ties, meaning you will not stay in the US. I hope it makes sense. I want to apply for business visa. What method? So this is, if you just coming here to visit, you know, and if you just need regular business visa, which is the B1 visa, then it's quite simple. You just have to show strong ties. And for that, you don't necessarily need, you know, start a business and invest. But if you're looking for a way to start actually running a business in the US and you want to invest here, then you would need E2 visa. And so if you want to dig deeper, you can go and check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/ImmigrationBiz, where I made so many videos about this topic because these are the visas that I'm specialized in. Okay, more questions. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Marieta. Is getting a business loan? If getting a business loan, does it have to be secured loan for E2? So, according to the law, not really, but if you ask me based on my personal experience, based on my professional experience, yes. Because if you just get a loan that is not secured, there is no collateral, you don't really bear the risk of investment. If you're just getting a loan without any security, without any collateral for the other party, you know, there is no, in other words, punishment for you if you don't pay off the loan. And so how are you bearing the risk of investment? Because another requirement for E2 that you have to show that you bear the risk of investment, as you already know. And so if you don't show that, then you might not get E2. And so based on my professional experience, the client basically had a loan, but it wasn't secured, and that was an issue, right? So they had to change that, and we had to supply another document showing that it's a secured loan. So I do recommend to have a secured loan. I hope that it helps. Nice to see you. Hi, Qasim. Sorry, guys, for my finger. I just scrolling down and I'm looking for the questions. Okay. Okay, there was again the question about the normal person response to it then for working visa. Okay, so you're probably looking for a US sponsor, right? And like, okay, you can search for that, but I personally don't like even the approach of Arshad. Look, here is the deal. I personally don't even like this idea of sponsorship. I'm talking the employer in the US, and the reason is because I myself been through that situation when, 11 years ago I came here to this country and I was basically looking for a sponsor. I couldn't find any sponsor. Then I enrolled to law school. After graduating law school, I applied for the bar. I passed the bar to become licensed attorney, and I was looking for a sponsor. So speaking of normal people that you asking for sponsorship now, see, I was graduate from law school in the US and I couldn't find a sponsor. And it was a pretty good law school and I still couldn't find a sponsor. It's that difficult here. And then I found this guy who promised to sponsor me, and suddenly the guy, like we applied for H1B for me, H1B work visa, and then we had to supply additional evidence, and then the guy just disappeared, like he just vanished. And so I couldn't really do anything about the situation. I had to figure out the way how to stay here legally, and that's how I started my business. And so I encourage people to start their own businesses, because when you start your own business, you are independent and you are in control. You are in control of your status and of your future. And you can create and make much more money than with this sponsor that you are totally dependent on. And then at some point, the sponsor will fire you and you need to leave the country. And speaking of normal people, like, what's normal? Like, I believe America is for extraordinary people. And so if you want to stay here legally, you have to find a way and you have to work hard. If you don't want to work hard, the country is not for you. Again, I'm talking about immigration. If you obviously are selected in the lottery, it's another story. Or maybe you get married, it's another story. right? But I'm talking like for the other people, the rest, the most of us, we have to find a different way. And I decided over the years to more focus on the entrepreneurship, on the business. And the reason is, like I said, you are in control. You can do whatever you want if you work hard enough. You don't depend on anybody. So I hope that is clear. And so I cannot really tell you about looking for sponsors because I, in my personal experience, didn't find one after going to like quite expensive law school in this country. And, it's still a risk if you have a sponsor. Ruxar, do I need a work permit for the US? Because I have done work with the US Army in Iraq. Please help. Like I said, I don't do work permits, guys. Like, you have to figure this information on your own, like where you need a sponsor, how you get a sponsor. And what I do, I mainly focus on businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs who want to move to the US. So definitely, if you're one of these guys, I'm happy to help you. In this Q&A, I'm giving general information. So it was another question from Ganshiam. Can I convert B2 to another visa? Yes, you can. You can actually convert from any visa except ESTA. And if you already know, ESTA is a waiver. And this is a waiver for certain countries, which allows you to enter to the US for 90 days. But if you want to convert from ESTA to another visa, you cannot really do anything about it. And what I mean, this convert means change of status, okay? So if you are on B2 visa, which is the tourist visa, as you guys already know, then you can certainly convert from B2 visa to another visa. For example, if you come here and you do want to start a business, you can convert from B2 to, for example, E2 or O1 or L1, whatever business you are considering or the business type you are considering, or even H1B. You can certainly do that. So, but I don't, like, the one thing is to convert, there is a way. But if you're entering the US with intention to convert, that is not really aligned with the B visa purpose, right? Because when you're entering the country and they're going to ask you how long you're going to stay here, and you're going to say like, oh, you know what, I'm staying here, but I'm converting. I'm converting at some point to different visa, they might not let you in, okay? Because they might not let you in because you already have intention to convert to different visas, okay? So you have to be careful because one thing is the possibility to convert, but another thing is to show intention. And with each visa, individual visa, there is always intent. And so if you, for example, have dual intent, you shouldn't have dual intent. Like, even if, for example, you're coming here on E2 investor visa, it's because it's the category of non-immigrant visa, you need to leave the country at some point unless you become a resident. However, these E2 visas are great because you can keep extending these visas, some countries allow you, most of the countries allow you to keep extending the visa as long as you need to run the business. And so, therefore, on one hand, it looks like it's a non-immigrant type and you can stay here only for 2 years, but then on the other hand, you in fact can keep extending. And that is the case with other types of visas as well. However, the other types have some limits. So some of these other types, like, you can't keep extending forever. And yes, of course, you can also convert to a green card, right? So not just another visa, you can also convert to a green card, and you can also become a resident. So, but that is called adjustment of status. Okay, I'm going to take another last question then, and we're going to wrap up soon. Amitabh, 3 times USA refusal visa. Please tell me. Amitabh. Okay, so it looks like your visa were denied 3 times already, and I'm assuming you applied for B1/B2, and I don't know the denial, but I'm assuming the denial is lack of strong ties to your home country. So you would need to establish very strong ties to your home country to fix this issue. Like I said, for example, you need to show that you either are employed back home, or you go to school back home, or you have a family that you are supporting. For example, your kids are enrolled in school and you're paying for the education, or you run your business and you have a team of people that you are responsible for. You have a contract. Either you are employed or you have employment contract, or you have your own company and you are clearly showing that you need to come back because you are responsible for running this business. So these are examples. If you don't have these strong ties, then most likely you're going to be refused, denied, or maybe you have some background that is complicated, meaning like maybe you committed a crime, or I'm not saying in your case, I'm just talking in general. Maybe your background, there is some issues with your background, because these people doing background checks, and so if you have any difficulties with your background check, that might also be a reason, in theory. And so, but the number one reason, the most frequent reason, is that you don't have a strong ties. So I would fix that first and then reapply again. You know, there is no limit as long as you can. There is no limit when it comes to applying, right? You can keep applying as long as you want, as long as you pay the filing application fee, and make sure you fix that error, the issue, next time when you apply. Don't just keep applying, because trust me guys, I watched a video the other day about some guy who was talking about visa refusal, and he was saying that, oh, you know, it's really about the mood of the officer at the US Embassy. And that is not true. It's absolutely not about the mood of the officer. It has nothing to do with the mood. It's all about the facts. It's all about whether you're eligible or not. You know what I mean? So don't fall into that trap. Don't think it's about the mood of somebody else, because it's really about you, and it's really about how well you are prepared also for the interview. And lastly, this is the last thing that I'm going to say, and I'm going to wrap up. Don't be nervous. Don't freak out. When you go for the interview, just stay calm and collected, because if you are nervous and if you look nervous, that is also kind of showing that you are hiding something, right? Or something is off. So just stay calm, collected. Read the DS-160 form before you go for the interview. You know exactly what you wrote on that application, and so you are not surprised by any question. And just be positive and calm. This is the biggest advice I can give you, because out of that nervous state, it shows desperation. And when you're desperate, like in general in life, you're never gonna get anywhere, right? Who wants to deal with desperate people? But if you're smiling, if you're positive, you will get the approval. So that being said, I'm going to wrap up, guys. You were amazing. Thank you so much for all your questions. I know I didn't answer all these questions, but you can shoot them still. I mean, leave the question below the video and I will get back to that later, and I will answer those questions for you. And also, if you have any topics that you want me to cover, let me know, and I will cover these specific topics in my next live. So stay tuned for the next live, and I'll see you in the next live Q&A. Have a wonderful Friday, happy weekend, and I'll see you next time. Bye.